back with Jackamoe Buzzell. We're talking about his career and where he grew up, and so join us and let's see where we'll take it back from where we left off. It was you were in Vegas, right? And
yeah.
Then you came back. Okay.
Arrived in Vegas at the new millennium. You know, new start on the journey. First wife died, Laura, and then I met my second wife, Heather, and she had cystic fibrosis. I didn't care. That didn't bother me at all. I loved her. She's awesome. So, and I worked the Vegas market, a lot of commercials, a lot of print work, a lot of commercials, and I'm very animated, so commercials really fit me well, and I just, Vegas was great, and then I ended up spending some time in LA as well, because my wife's had a double lung transplant in 2004, and the transplant center was in Los Angeles.
I see.
So I spent a lot of time in Los Angeles with her, and doing some work there as well, and basically doing the, you know, both Vegas and Los Angeles until she passed away in 2009. And then I got rid of the house, sold everything in it, and jumped ship and went to Maine.
Okay, so you went back to Maine and then you
to grieve with family.
I see.
And I worked that market up there because there's tax incentives now. So Massachusetts, Rhode Island had tax incentives. So I worked that market, grieved with my mom. And then I was like, okay, I gave myself a year up there. And I'm like, I got to go somewhere, you know, somewhere else now. And so I did a lot of research in New Mexico. Is the originator of the tax incentive, and they have Albuquerque studios. I had 25 studios. Santa Fe has Garson Studios, Santa Fe Studios.
Correct. Yeah.
So, and the weather is very appealing. Never been here before, and I love the adventure in life of Narnia. Where are you going? Never been there before. You know.
How long have you been in Mexico now?
I've been here. I'll be 2 years in September.
2 years in September. Yes. You like it here? I'm assuming you like it.
The career has been fabulous. You know, it's very convenient to drive around. The casting directors 5 minutes down the street. Studios, 2 of them are 10 minutes away. And then I landed this. I got here, and I had my Corvette still that I had with my wife, and I actually drove that in blizzards up in New England. That wasn't too fun. Actually, it was kind of fun.
Okay.
But I was like, I got to get rid of this car. But I got here, and I lived in my car for, I don't know, about a week. I parked it at the Target up on Coors. And Paseo there. It was funny. Sleeping in a bed, that's
yeah, it's hard.
Adventure.
It's hard, yeah. So
but so there I am working with the guy. I got here and I submitted to the casting directors right off. Hey, I'm here in town. Boom, I got an audition for Blood Brothers, what is now known as Reunion, starring John Cena. And I got a call back with the director, and I didn't get it. The other guy got it. It was just 2 of us, but that was exciting. Auditioning is my job. So it's not about just getting the parts, about auditioning and doing a great audition. And then,
what do you think about the film industry? Or do you think that after the new administration came in, the new governor, do you think that they're starting to scale back a little bit on the funding?
No.
Because I know there is an issue with the funding, right?
I don't know. The funding is all in place.
Okay. That
is all stable.
So
what is not stable is the red carpet. Okay, the wanting them here. You don't have a governor now that is like, hey, come on over here. She's just not saying nothing. Whereas Bill Richardson, come on down here, come over here. You know what I mean? He was like the face of it.
But you know, to be fair, I think to be fair to the previous, to this administration, the money was there too. I mean, the recession hadn't happened yet.
We're not losing any money.
The filming industry, you mean?
Yeah, we're not losing it. It trickles down so much. I met a guy yesterday that owns a lumber company. Okay, and he said because of the incentives, because of the movies, they have kept their company alive. They're setting up shop, they're selling lumber, you know, for the sets for Avengers and for Breaking Bad and In Plain Sight and Longmire, all the way up in Santa Fe, and they're an Albuquerque-based company. The money we have, we're not losing money. If anything, we're making some money. But it's not about making money, it's about just breaking even, which we definitely are.
Why do you think some of the production companies are leaving? I know In Plain Sight's done. Right?
They just wrapped up 5 seasons, married the star. She has kids, did 5 years. She doesn't need the money no more.
You don't think that In Plain Sight could have gone a little bit further?
Oh, of course it could have, definitely. But I think she wants to focus on her family. I don't know personally, I'm just assuming. But she's got her wonderful children. She doesn't need money anymore. So I think she wants to just take some time off and just focus on the kids. You know, and that's fair. Nothing wrong with that. But In Plain Sight's wrapped, but then Longmire takes over.
That's true, yeah.
And
so
we
we
just
got
picked
Longmire.
up the second season. It's got 4.5 million viewers.
Yeah.
It's a hit.
We're going to take a few seconds break here. After we come back, I'm going to ask you what you would like to do, okay? We'll be right back, guys. When we come back.
Yep.
We're back with Jackamoe Buzzell, and we're talking about his past a little bit and what he'd like to do in the future and what's going on currently. So, okay, let's take it from where you had just moved to Albuquerque.
Just moved to Albuquerque, living in the Corvette for a short amount of time. And those parts of life are interesting and fun. You know, it's kind of like the Hogwarts. Is that what it is? The Hogwarts Express.
Yeah.
You know, that's what kind of my life is.
Yeah.
You know.
And you know, for somebody as tall as you, I think that's a pretty.
It was insane.
Yeah, I don't know how you even managed
September.
that.
It was over Labor Day weekend. I drove here.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I always look on everywhere for work. Always have. Craigslist. People go, you make a living? I've got some crazy jobs.
Of
Craigslist.
course. Yeah.
One in Boston that I will speak of that was a very interesting one. Someone hired me, and they paid me really good and it was actually a felony I committed, but I'll talk about it anyways. They hired me. He was dying of brain cancer or brain disease. I forget exactly what it was, but he wanted me to play a doctor at Boston Medical, where I would give his wife some news because she was about to leave him.
Okay.
Because of what she had learned. So he wanted me to soften the blow, if you would. So he gave me a script and all the terminology and all this stuff. I had my notes. We met there. He paid me up front in cash. He found a room. He paid some other guy that worked there for the room. I went up in the room. She came in, did the notes. I remember going in the elevator, and I'm like, doctor. Like that's from Saturday Night Live or something. But I went in and I pulled it off. So that was an Academy Award-winning performance. To actually be able to go in there and for doctors to believe I was a doctor. I was very proud of that, and I did soften the blow, and they stayed together.
And you pulled it off.
Yes,
That's great.
Which was awesome. So anyway, so here, Craigslist again, and there was a character. They were looking for a gangster for the Speakeasy, which is Vernon's Hidden Valley Steakhouse.
Okay.
It's a speakeasy, 1920s Prohibition era. So I go in there, and I've played a gangster before. So I even had pictures of me as a gangster. So I walked in, how you doing? You know, forget about it. Hired, boom, started at 5 o'clock that night, and I've been there.
And you're currently doing this,
yes,
right?
I've been there. It'll be 2 years, October 1st.
Wow. So
and I carry my baseball bat around. I don't use it to play baseball. If you know
I
what
saw
mean.
that. It's very entertaining.
Yeah.
Yes, I personally liked it.
So it's been great, and through them I do appearances for charity work, and I've been hired to play the gangster at different functions. I roasted someone a couple weeks ago at a business executives meeting. A president was standing down, and another one was coming on, so I had to roast the president that was standing down. And I roasted celebrities at the Academy at the Albuquerque Film Festival Awards last summer. So it's created other things. I'm on a radio spot running right now. I've done commercials for them, print ads. It's been a lot of fun. I've done the cover of Kerple magazine as a gangster. It's been the longest character I've ever played. And I love it every day. I love to make people laugh.
Do you think that it would actually develop into something as far as the role itself?
It's possible.
Like
it's definitely possible.
I mean, someone could write something on it.
Anything's possible. It's Hollywood. And this is Hollywood is no longer Hollywood, California. Hollywood is everywhere.
Because the first time I saw that character, I said, you know what, someone could actually write an entire script on that particular person, make something out of him.
You never know.
I don't know, just a thought.
And with the people I rub elbows with and shoulders with there, which
so if someone's watching, they want to write something. You never know. I just thought I'd plug that in.
Yeah, no, but and that could happen. Anything's possible, but that's not what I love. I love every day doing my monologue, performing for people, and making them laugh. It's just the funnest thing.
But then you're not into comedy, though.
No, I'm not a comedian. I'm an actor.
Okay,
just
so
making people laugh. Will Ferrell is an actor, not a comedian.
Would you like to do stand-up?
Nah.
Could you? If you had a role that's...
If I had a role to do stand-up, absolutely.
Then you just improvise.
Well, when you're roasting somebody at stand-up, I was hired to do this, what was it, I forget what the name of the company was, but they had me come in and roast. I did jokes and the whole deal. But I was playing the gangster, going in there and doing some stand-up comedy. But no, I'm an actor.
You know how many stand-up comedians actually started up with stand-up and then actually got into films?
Yeah.
That's why I was asking, would you want to do stand-up at some point? do you take that route?
No, because I have 3 little dogs, two Chihuahuas and a pug.
So you're tied up.
I mean, I could do it. I need some writers. I mean, or someone, a writer to help. But if I had a tour bus and it was a luxury tour where I could take my dogs, yeah, then. But
you wouldn't want to write your own material.
No, but to go rough it like so many comedians do, they have a hard life. You know what I mean? If I ever became a name and then go do some stand-up, possibly.
Because see, you have the essence.
Thank you.
You have the essence as far as if you would like to do comedy.
Yeah, I've been told that before.
And you don't have to be, funny in your real life. You could also just kind of go out there and portray this character, or you could build a character.
And that's what I've done. I mean, to go up at the Albuquerque Film Festival award show and roast celebrities right to their face. But I did it in character. And I did my Christopher Walken impersonation plus my gangster character and just all put it into one. They did those opportunities arise and they come on accident,
sure.
And I just go with the flow, if you will. Yeah.
We got 15 seconds left, but when we come back, we'll go a little bit more on that part, the comedy, and then we'll get into what other things you'd like to do. Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay, we'll be right back, please. We're back with Jackamoe Buzzell, and we're talking about his 25 years career, and we're talking about what he likes to do in the future. So, I know we were talking about you. I was asking about you going in comedy, whether you would like to be. So let's take it from there, and then tell me if you. I know you said you didn't want to do it, but would there be a possibility if someone were to approach you?
If someone approaches me like they have to do roastings, I enjoy doing that, and if someone wants to hire me for something, I'll figure it out. But is it a passion?
Not something that you
play
like.
characters.
Okay.
No.
How about serious roles like?
Love them. I love it all, and it's a journey. You can't. What I've learned in my career is you can't make a goal. I'm going to do this. I'm an actor. That's the only goal you can make. And then there's so many other people that that dictate where you're going to do, or parts you get, or parts you don't get. You don't know where you're going to end up. You have no idea. That's what's beautiful about it. I may play a serious part. I may get thrown into doing comedy. You just enjoy the journey.
And by serious, I meant something in lines of like Goodfellas and that Ray Liotta character.
Oh, I love that.
I mean, characters like that where there was some little bit of satire in there, but then you saw that it was a real character. And they wrote it on a real character.
Well, Longmire, I played Jerry Stonecipher. I'm an ex-prison guard of 8 years, and I'm under arrest. They think I may have murdered somebody, and they bring me in and interrogate me, and that's pretty serious. And that was fun. So
that was a good character.
Yeah, being under arrest and lawyer.
And they're out in Santa Fe.
They film at Garson Studios in Santa Fe, and then north of Santa Fe because they're doubling for Wyoming, Big Sky Country.
Do you think that Longmire would ever come to Albuquerque?
Oh, it's possible. Well, no, because they're cheating Wyoming in New Mexico.
Well, they could replicate that here.
But I mean, a story can take you anywhere.
That's true.
You know what I mean? They may need something here, so who knows? It's possible. Anything's possible in the script.
Because the individuals I was talking to, there's a huge problem with people traveling back and forth. So that I just brought that up. Just I don't know if they ever were thinking about coming down to Albuquerque.
Well,
when you're in this in the urban areas, that is a problem with talent there. To transport them up there. So that's why I was asking, would you think they would ever come down to Albuquerque because of that?
Well, I drove up there. Kira, the casting director, she did all the casting out of there in Garson Studios. But as far as talent, the actors, the local New Mexican actors are all they live all over New Mexico. So it's not just Santa Fe actors; it's wherever in New Mexico.
Well, the principals are all probably staying there for a while.
And then the background actors are from everywhere too, as long as they'll make the drive. They're all willing to make the drive.
Okay. So what's the future for Jackamoe?
Just keep auditioning
and
hope I book parts. That's my job, is to audition.
Okay.
When you get the part, that's just icing on the cake. I love auditioning. I celebrate auditioning because that's the only thing you have control over is doing a great audition. You don't have control over getting the part. You know what I mean? You get an audition, you just do a great job, and you enjoy it, and you celebrate it, and then you forget about it.
What's the most you like about being an actor, and what's the worst?
The attention.
You like that?
I love attention.
Of course.
I love the way you're treated on set. I just love walking in and then creating the character. I love reading a writer's dialogue, and because these writers are just so
they're very talented.
They're so talented.
No doubt about it. Yes.
And to be able to get a script and I had this one part I auditioned for codename Geronimo for one of the leads, and I didn't get it, but I had a call back with the director. But I got the script, and I'm reading the whole script, and it was just fun to go in there and make up your own interpretation of the character. What's going to happen to me, I don't know. I can't do anything else. It's been too long. 25 years. What else am I going to do?
That's true. You get better. You get better with age anyway.
And that's the good thing about acting. Like a doctor, you reach a point where you can do this, this, and this, and this. But you learn new technologies and stuff. But with an actor, the learning never ends, because you're always constantly creating. And every director you work with, or casting director you work with, they're always teaching you something new, or just showing the light to something that you didn't know. So it's a never-ending discovery, and there is no pot at the end of the rainbow. The journey never ends, and I love that.
Thank you, Jackamoe. Appreciate you coming in, and hopefully you come back again. See us. Okay?
Absolutely. Thank you.
We're out of time. Thank you for watching LNG, and we'll see you next time.